My boyfriend and I recently went Instagram official, and now I'm being accused of cheating on a friend I've been rejecting for years. I, 21F, and my boyfriend, 23M, just became Instagram official, although we have been seeing each other for about 8 months now. He's truly my soulmate, and I've truly never been happier. We are in the process of moving in together. Now for the other guy. We were in the same friend group throughout school. I lived in a small town and went to a small school. I had a solid group of friends since elementary school. The other guy, let's call him David, joined our group in high school. He ended up getting a job at the same restaurant I worked at, and we became even better friends. That was until about my second year in high school when I went to homecoming with one of our mutual friends, let's call him John. After John and I went to homecoming together, David started to completely cut John and me out. He convinced the group to stop hanging out with us at lunch or outside of school and completely gave me the cold shoulder at work. That was until John and I decided we would be better off as friends. Then everything went back to normal. After that, prom came around and David asked if I would go with him. I politely declined. He kept insisting, and I kept saying no, and that my best friend Tracy and I were going without dates because she had recently gotten out of a relationship and wanted to go with just the girls. Later at prom, I found out that he had texted Tracy beforehand asking what color dress I was wearing and showed up in the same color tux. All night he made comments about how we looked like a couple and this would have been more fun as a date. After that, I avoided him as much as possible. A couple of months later, he started dating this girl from a town over. And I got into a couple of years-long toxic relationships, that I won't get into but are important. David and I lost touch. Later, my ex and I broke up, and coincidentally, David and his girlfriend broke up too. He reached out? Me being a good friend, I listened to his sob story about breaking up with his ex and how toxic she was to him. Then he started bringing up that he might be ready to date again and that he was looking for someone like me. I mentioned that I wasn't ready to date anytime soon and said I hoped he found someone else and whatever he was looking for. After that, I graduated early and moved away for school. I stopped reaching out to the group. David texted me daily, I maybe replied monthly. He would ask to come see me, ask me to fly out and see him. I always declined. And finally, I ghosted him altogether. Rude, I know, but I didn't know what to do. Now to the present. After I posted pictures of me and my boyfriend, all my friends from high school started flooding my DMs asking how I could be such a heartless bitch and how I could cheat on David. I told them that we never dated and that I had been rejecting him since high school. He apparently told our friends that I was the reason he and his ex broke up because we were too in love with each other, and told them that we actually went to prom together. He also told them that we were doing long distance. Apparently, he even told his mom that he wanted to marry me and even asked her for her ring, got an angry DM from her about it too. All this time, I've made it very clear I don't like him. And now everyone says I led him on. My boyfriend and his sister think that everyone is insane for thinking I led him on and for thinking I'm awful. I feel like I'm going crazy. How am I leading on a man to the point that he thinks we are dating, even when we haven't talked in 5 months, and he's telling our mutual friends he wants to marry me when I've been rejecting him for years? Top/relevant comments. Commenter. You need a restraining order. He's seriously disturbed. Ops response. My boyfriend and I are looking into getting one. He works in law enforcement and is worried that there isn't enough incriminating evidence, like actively stalking me or following me, etc., to my knowledge, but I wouldn't put it past him to get a restraining order. Commenter 2. That's absolutely a him problem, a potentially very dangerous problem that could very well turn into a you problem. Time to stop being nice. Clear the air and make it absolutely clear that you are not interested in your inner circle, and keep that man blocked at the very least. At the end of the day, this man doesn't understand consent, and that alone is enough to completely cut him off. Ops response. Planning on either texting everyone individually or making a public post stating my evidence/side of the story, I guess, then blocking everyone. Really puts a tell on how these people view me if they're able to say such horrid things about me without even knowing the full story. Commenter 3. How did all your friends think you were dating someone you weren't dating and not know who you were actually dating for 8 months? Ops response. We just didn't really talk after I moved, just kind of did the OMG I miss you texts and not much more, and I didn't really even hear about their lives unless it was through photos or social media. For example, I didn't even know Tracy got engaged until she posted on her Instagram. Additional info from Op. Honestly, I don't have family that lives out there anymore, so it's not like I will ever go back. And I have considered just not doing anything, but part of me feels that maybe David's mentally unwell and needs help, and that people deserve the truth, but I don't know. Update 8 days later. Hi everyone. I want to thank everyone for your advice and make some clarifications. 1. After I moved, I lost a lot of contact with my friends and only really talk through social media, if at all, and they see David on a regular basis because they live in the same town. I have also been back to visit since I moved. 2. I'm not on Instagram much and rarely ever post. Looking back at it now, maybe Instagram official was the wrong wording? He and I went on a trip to Niagara Falls and I was just posting some fun pictures from that trip, and those were the first pictures I posted of us. The last post I made on Instagram was some graduation pictures from 2021. In total, I have made 2 posts on Instagram. After I made my first post, another mutual friend named Carly reached out. She didn't automatically accuse me of cheating but did ask to talk because she's just as confused about this situation. So on Sunday, we FaceTimed and she told me everything David did and said so far. After I moved, David started alluding to us having a long-distance relationship. Apparently, he would visit me every weekend and would send good morning streaks on Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat and never did, in a bed with a girl who had the same color hair as me. And he did this every weekend. My friends asked him if I would ever come out to visit him and all of them. He said that I wouldn't because I was too busy. They all would tell him how he was such a wonderful boyfriend for always traveling to see me. So I asked her if I could see the photos, and Carly sent them to me. I told Carly that the bed frame and sheets looked nothing like mine. We talked more and I sent her the screenshots that I had of me rejecting and not speaking to David. I asked if David had sent any other pictures of us together with my face in them. She said yes and that David had sent a photo of us together last weekend and said he didn't start sending photos with my face in them until last month. The photo was apparently of us sitting on a park bench together. Here's the kicker though, since high school, I have gotten 2 full-arm flower tattoos. The photo showed my arms bare. I told her that, and she and I got more confused. Did he find a lookalike? Was he paying her to pretend to be me? So I showed the pictures with my face in them to my boyfriend, and he pointed out some details. 1. All the photos are black and white. 2. In one of the backgrounds, there was a small stock image logo. 3. The photos look like they were directly taken off my mother's Facebook from 6 years ago, but just distorted, bigger chest and hips. My boyfriend believes David might be using Photoshop to create those photos and using them to convey this messed up delusion he has. I know David was huge into technology in high school, so I wouldn't put it past him. I ended up sending all my evidence privately to those who accused me and to David's mother, then shortly blocked them all afterward. My mother also blocked people on Facebook she didn't know. She's older and doesn't quite understand the dangers of the internet or not to click on the links she gets from random emails. My boyfriend and I decided that we weren't going to take the legal route right away unless this comes up again. We also have decided to get more cameras around our new home, and I now carry pepper spray on my keychain. We're also looking into other safety measures, so if you have any suggestions, all are welcome. For all of those who have said they are going through or have gone through something similar, I am so sorry. The world is such a dangerous place, and I truly believe none of you deserve any of that stress, trauma, or pain. I hope your situations all have a positive and justified outcome. Remember to take care of yourself, and know that you really did help me see that it isn't your fault. I'll update again if there are any major changes. That being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. You need to report this to the police. This is not over. Not only did you expose his lie, you provided proof to everyone. Do not for a second think you are safe. He's not just going to let this go after lying for this long and this much. You need to be super alert about your surroundings now. You need to delete any photos that show your address, building, or house. And you need to go to the police. Get a paper trail started, if nothing else. Ops response. Definitely have a paper trail and have been making extra effort to document anything I feel could be related to or important to the situation. Thankfully, this all came out during the time my boyfriend and I are moving, so those who might have connections with David won't know my new address. We are also looking into possibly getting a new car. I've been driving the same one since high school, and possibly switching work locations. Appreciate this feedback, thank you. Commenter 2. I think there needs to be another update, please. I want to know what Carly's reaction to this was and if she has confronted David about it, blowing up his web of lies across your friends. Of course, you should take all the precautions you can, as mentioned above. However, look out for yourself too. If you let this go on for much longer, it may always be in the back of your mind, and who knows what he's capable of. You deserve to be free of any fear that someone unhinged might be stalking you. Ops response. Carly was definitely concerned and grateful she reached out. She feels a bit scared because she didn't realize she was friends with a deranged lunatic, her words. Thankfully, she lives across the country, so I feel that if it came out that she was the one to come forward about David's lies, she would be safe and far enough away from David. She's blocked him, and so has her family. Her dad still lives in the same town, but she said she isn't too worried about him because he's a big old redneck who would shoot him on sight, her words. To my knowledge, at this point I am the only one who has said anything about David's deranged lies and shown evidence. I didn't wait for any replies from the people I sent it to, I just sent it and blocked them. So at the moment, I don't know what's going on that side. But if anything happens or anything comes out, I will let you all know.